What's up YouTube, Dale here from Zephyr, and today I am finally able to bring you an update to one of my favourite decks, and that is of course going to be Dinosaurs. So the best thing about Dinosaurs and the most recent kind of support that they received in the form of the Jurracs is that you can play this in so many different ways, whether you want to be playing it down the Genesis route, whether you want to be playing it down the Yugioh route, if you want to go down a True King route, which is something that I've gone for more out of nostalgia than actually a necessity, you can do. The best and most effective version of Jurracs right now is the Fire Kings, so if you would like to see a Jurrac or a Fire King Jurrac profile, then make sure you get the video above 50 likes in the first 24 hours and I will bring that for you. That being said, this is going to be a dino-orientated version of the Jurracs. I'll also show you a one-card combo at the end of the video, so you have everything in one nice video to go for it. Now, this is a bit more of a nostalgia build than anything else, but I'll take you through an engine in here that I've put in that you can very easily sub out. If you also want to see a Genesis version of Jurracs, again, let me know in the comments down below and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. So diving headfirst into the profile, starting off with the Mac Daddy boss monster himself, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Now you could very easily afford to play this at one copy if you want to, and I know that's a massive shock, but the idea is that you don't any longer need to play the Archosaur, you don't need to play Double Evolution Pill, you can actually just very easily search this out the good old fashioned way off of the back of the Soul Eating Oviraptor. Now with Soul Eating Oviraptor, again, this is one of the cards, thanks to the Jurracs, you can actually afford to play at less than 3 copies. This is more of a nostalgia version for me than anything else, and I haven't quite got myself around to saying goodbye to 1 copy of Oviraptor as of yet. But the ideal way of doing this is that you can summon one out of your standard combo off of the back of the Jurracs that you'll see at the end of the video, and then other one will be a follow-up for the next turn. I like to play free because you can't always guarantee you're going to open up that one-of kind of option with the Jurracs, but if you don't have option to it, you also have the option for Soul Eating Oviraptor to be your main starter, and you just go back down the original route of Dino, Search Misc, Summon Misc, Discard Misc, and then off you go. We're then playing free Baby Ceresaurus. Now again, this is a card that could afford to be cut down to 2. The reason I got this at free as a bit of a sneak preview of the supporting engine that I am playing in this deck, I am playing the True King version. Now, True King is more of a nostalgia vibe. Like the last time I played this, I loved to play the True King version of it. I know they don't have access to VFD, which you can do in Genesis, which is kind of weird, but cool at the exact same time. But it's one of the ones that with the Jurracs being fires, and then with the dinos mainly being earths, or like the babies being earths, you get more destruction effects, and you can utilize True King, Agamazud, and Lithosagam. Lithosagam can be massively helpful to kind of decimate your opponent's extra, which would be really, really powerful in the right matchup, and it's something that I wanted to consider. You don't have to play it, it's just one of the ones that, like I said, nostalgia of the last time I got to play Diagram at free, it was with dinos and with True Dracos, it kind of felt like I wanted to do it. For the rest of the dinos, 1 Petite Pterodon, 1 Miscellaneousaurus, 1 Giant Rex, and of course the 1 Xeno Meteorus. Again, slightly flexible off the back of this one because we are playing the 2 Ground Xeno. You don't have to play this in completeness if you want to. The benefit of something like Ground Xeno is it lets you add a Dino Tuner, so that will allow you to get to, once I get to it, the Megalo, which is actually really, really useful when you are utilizing the True King matchup because it does have a very nice effect that if it is destroyed, you get to send a Jurrac from the deck or exit it to the graveyard, which, when you are sending your Astero, you're setting up a very nice and disruptive Jurrac Meteor during your opponent's turn. So you've got a couple of different options you can work with. You don't have to go down this route, but it is one that could be very useful for you, especially when you're playing some Synchro level 10 monsters as well, which utilizing a level 6 tuner in the form of the Xeno can be very, very useful. It is completely flexible options, they can become more hand traps. This is where the engine would be subbed out to become something like the Ryuji's. It can also go down the Fire King route, but when you're doing that, you're changing the deck completely. For the rest of the cards, it will just search you out, whether it be your dinos or your Jurracs, will be your free fossil dig. And I felt that this was a very good kind of bridge to talk about the Jurracs. So for the Jurracs, your best and most ideal normal summon for this particular build is going to be your Stego. So during the main phase, you get to destroy 1 card you control, and if you do, you send a dino from the deck to the grave. Then you get to special summon a Jurrac monster or monsters from the hand and or deck, except itself, whose total levels equal the sent monster's level, ignoring the summoning conditions. For the rest of this turn, you can't special summon except dino monsters. You can only use each effect once per turn. When this card is destroyed by battle, you get to target a face-up card on the field and add it to the hand. Now, the Stego is your ideal starter because what you'd do is you normal summon this, you tribute it off, you'd send the miscellaneous from the deck to the grave, and then you spawn out 4 level 1s. The level 1s you're going to want to be spawning out will be cards along the Jurrac Megalo. You're going to be going for 2 of these, and then you can also go for your Jurrac Alio as well. So you've got a couple of different options to play around with, but the Megalo is one of these cards. It's just an insanely good addition for the deck. So if you control a Dino, you get to special summon it from the hand, which becomes a level 1 tuner. It kind of takes you back to the Speedroid High Shambara days, which is absolutely amazing. But during your main phase, if this card, you can discard this card, including... During your main phase, you can discard 2 cards, including a Jurrac card, to then draw 2 cards. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect anywhere, which is why Lithosagum and, of course, your other True King Agamazud can come into play, you get the ability to send a Jurrac monster from the deck or extra deck to the graveyard except itself. Then the reason that we're going to be playing the Aalo is that this is your level 1 tuner. You get to tribute this card to then select 1 level 4 or lower Jurrac monster in your graveyard, accept itself, and special summon it back. The benefit of that one is that you're going to have access to your Jurrac Stego that you can bring back as the non-tuner, which will then help you complete your synchro summons. The rest of the Jurrac cards are as follows. So we're going to be playing 2 Jurrac Volcano. You can afford to place at 1 as well because it is, I mean, I say it's expensive. It's like £8 a copy. It's kind of fluctuated a little bit in value. But during your main phase, you get to destroy 1 Dino you control, and if you do, special summon a Jurrac monster from the deck. So this is kind of where it makes Diagram a little bit irrelevant, but again, nostalgia for Diagram, which is why I went down this route. And then in doing so, if your opponent special summons a monster or monsters and they have activated 4 or more monster effects this turn, except during the damage step, you get to special summon a Jurrac Meteor from the extra deck, and it's treated as a synchro summon, so it then destroys all your opponent's cards. Well, technically, it destroys all cards on the field, but they're still very, very powerful. You can special summon a Jurrac Meteor, and then it's treated as a synchro summon. If a Jurrac monster or monsters you control would be destroyed by card effect, you get to banish a Dino from the grave instead. The final Jurrac card we are playing is the Jurrac Impact. So you control a Dino monster with 2500 or more attack, you destroy all cards on the field, so you get another complete wipe, which is insane. And I love the artwork on this one. It kind of reminds me of Lost World, but a little bit more comical, because you've got the Dinos just like shocked with the eyes kind of like pulsing out of their head as this Jurrac Meteor is coming crashing into the city. And then into the True King engine. Now this is a card that is a 6-card engine. You can sub it out for anything. It becomes 6 more hand traps, 6 more breakers, entirely up to you. I just like the aggressive option that this can provide. So you've got 2 True King Agamazuds. So you destroy, including 1 fire monster, so you need to destroy 2 monsters in the hand or field. One of them needs to be a fire. If you do destroy 2 fires, you get to banish 1 card on the field. But if you only destroy 1, it just summons itself down as a 2900 beta. The benefit of something like that is that you'd be able to destroy your Megalo. But then with the Earths, you can also destroy one of the babies and then summon out a Dino from the deck. The exact same for Lithosagum, but the benefit of this one is if you destroy 2 Earths, you get to look at your opponent's extra deck and then banish up to 3 monsters with different names, which can be absolutely devastating. We've then got 3 Digronic Diagram. Now, arguably it should be 2 Diagram and 1 Terraforming, or at least just add a Terraforming to this. You could also add set rotation if you wanted to, but the idea is all True Dracos and True Kings monsters on the field gain 300 attack, and then the benefit is you get to destroy 1 other card you control or in your hand, and if you do, add a True Draco or a True King from the deck to the hand. In doing so, destroy a Megalo, send from extra deck to the graveyard, destroy a baby, summon a Dino from the deck, and just getting more resource to then go again, which is really, really cool. The final cards are these 6 hand traps. You can play these however you see fit. I've decided to go with 3 Droll and 3 Fuelos. You can decide to make this build as a aggressive go second option. You can, as I've mentioned previously, swap out the Diagram, the True King option, make it a little bit more kind of aggressive with your hand traps or your breakers or anything else in between. Like, you've got so much flexibility with the deck, which is what I really, really like about it. Moving on to the extra deck, so we're going to be playing 3 Jurrac Meteor. Now you're going to be able to summon this out so incredibly easily. You don't even need to to synchro summon it that way. You just cheat it out more times than not. But when this card is synchro summoned, you destroy all cards on the field and you get to special summon a tuner monster from your graveyard. The card that's going to make this so easy to summon is going to be the Astero, which you're going to want to max out on. So this is, if it is synchro summoned, you get to set a Jurrac spell or trap from the deck, so Jurrac Volcano on the first one, and then a Jurrac Impact on the second one, because it's not hard once per turn. Then once per turn, when your opponent would special summon a monster or monsters, quick effect, you get to banish 2 Dino monsters from the graveyard, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster or monsters. During your opponent's turn, quick effect, you get to banish 2 Jurrac monsters from your graveyard, including this card, to then special summon a Jurrac meter from the extra deck, and it is treated as a synchro summon, which is how you're going to be able to turn an Astero into a Meteor. Then we've got the most recent one in the Horned Brute, Carnivorous. So this being a Dinosaur tuner, level 6, is massively important. So during the main or battle phase, you get a quick effect. To immediately after the effect resolve, synchro summon a Dino monster using monsters you control. When a monster declares an attack, you get to special summon a Dino from the hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can't special summon for the rest of the turn except Dinos. You can use each effect once per turn, and you'll see how utilised this is in the combo. Then we've got the one Jurrac Selfitio, but this is basically just a level 5 Dino that you need to make during the combo just to kind of free up some space and also give you another non-tuner on the field. Cheng Ying, incredibly easy level 10 synchro to get into, and you will be banishing stuff like your miscellaneous and everything else in between to then trigger off its effect, and it becomes a very aggressive boss monster. For the XEs, we've got the one Degedes, the one Dolkar, and the one Lagia. You can actually sub one of these out. So one card that I haven't put in yet because I haven't really found the space and I need to decide which one I want to let go of is the Heater. And the reason for that is that I am playing the Princess line of Princess, Phoenix, Zelantis. Yes, it doesn't work if you Dino lock yourself, but the idea is if you're going for the OTK, you don't have to. And the only reason you'd go into this is if you fail the other OTK option as well. But the idea is that you'd go Princess, bring back, go into Raging Phoenix into Zelantis, and then use Zelantis effect, Princess effect. Once you use Zelantis effect to bring back 2 monsters, Princess effect to destroy the monster you bring back, and then bring back your Raging Phoenix, and this is going to get the attack stat buff and then push them for the OTK. So pretty straightforward and streamlined, really. Now, of course, you would take those out in the Genesis version because you can't play Links in Genesis. But the idea is the whole core idea of the deck still stays the same. It's still incredibly aggressive. You get to still utilize cards like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. The brand new cards in the form of the Jurrac Megalo and Stego are just absolutely insane. And the fact that we're able to make it so much easier to get access to Jurrac Meteor is just really, really amazing. Because being able to completely field clear once, twice, 3, 4 times is just absolutely mental. Just when you're kind of considering your Jurrac Meteor, you've then got the trap card of Jurrac Impact. It's just never ending, which is really kind of cool. And what I love about this is, especially when you get engines like this or even decks like this that can become flexible, I just love the option of, okay, I want to try something a little bit different. Like the deck's got a little bit stagnant. How can I change it up? Well, Fire Kings is an option, and that's very, very budget. Remember, Fire Kings was a structure deck, as was originally Dinos. So that's quite a little fun bridge on that one as well. Anyway, I'm going to move into the combo now. So the combo is just going to revolve very simply off of the back of Stego. So I'm going to be back very, very shortly to show you how you turn this into a massive board clear a couple of times. This single Stego is going to get you 4 field clears, which is going to be absolutely insane. So shout out to Spanko, who originated this combo. This is where I originally saw it. If it came from somewhere else, shout out to them as well. So you're going to start off by normal summoning down the Stego. You're going to use this effect to tribute it off. This will then allow you to send from deck to grave a Miscellaneous Saurus. You'll then be able to summon out 4 level 1s from the deck. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, obviously, the biggest downside is these are all tuners and you're in Nibiru territory. But we're going to power on through, and if you need to, that's where Crossout Designator will come into the main, and just more ways to stop Nibiru. Also, Impulse is a massive card you can utilize in this deck as well. It doesn't clash with anything too much apart from Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and that's when you would sacrifice that space, and obviously the Lithosagam as well. So you're going to use Jurrac Alo's effect to then be able to tribute this card off and bring back a level 4 Jurrac from the grave, being your Stego. Then use Stego and a Megalo to then work your way into your Jurrac Velociraptor. Then you're going to be able to utilize your Velociraptor plus your Megalo to get you into a Synchro level 6, being your Horned Brute Carnivorous. Then use the effect of the Jurrac Alo. I know, old card text, it's great, isn't it? Tribute this off to then bring back your Stego. Then you're going to synchro both of these together as your Horned Brute is a tuner to then get you into your first Astero. Now I'm going to put Astero in defense just as a highlight of worry about a little bit. Lightning Storm, even though you can protect with Volcano, it's like one card you don't want to need to run into, but you can pretty much play whatever you want. So you're going to set the Volcano, you're going to flip the Volcano up, and you're in a very good position, because during the main phase you get to destroy one monster you control, and if you do, special a Jurrac from the deck. So how do we get another monster on the field without destroying our own Astero? You just go back to the good old-fashioned Miscellaneous. I'm hoping one day we'll come back to 3, but you never know. So we're going to banish this, and then one other Dino. Honestly, I would try to make sure you're keeping different names in the grave, so either a Megalo or an Alio will be what I would get rid of. and this will then let you special summon out a baby Ceratosaurus. Now you could utilize the effect of the volcano to destroy the baby Ceratosaurus to summon you out from the deck a Jurrac monster, so you're going to go for the third Megalo. Now you can go for any other Jurrac monster if you want to. It's quite important to get that level 1 tuner, which is a little bit risky because it means you want to be able to keep all of your Jurracs in the deck. But if you do see a Jurrac in the hand, or you see a Megalo in the hand, make sure that that is summoned off of the back of your Stego, because Volcano can only summon from the deck. So don't take all of your Jurracs from the deck, otherwise you'll be in a little bit of a pickle. Then what you're going to be able to do is resolve Baby to summon out your Oviraptor. Use Oviraptor's effect on normal or special to take a dino from the deck and either add it to the hand or send it to the graveyard. And if you're going to set up a banish play, you can send Giant Rex. If you want follow-up for the next turn, as this is turn 1, you go for your Soul Eating Oviraptor. If this is turn 2 and you want to push for an OTK, then you just go for your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. So you're just going to grab the Oviraptor. This is going to be a blank card in general, but you just added this back to your hand. So technically your 1-card combo has replaced itself. Then what you're going to be able to do here is push that a little bit further forward, because you're going to use Soul Eating Oviraptor's effect to destroy the Megalo and then summon back one from the grave. And what you're going to want to bring back is your Horned Brute. And the benefit of that one is it's a level 6 tuner. Before you go any crazier than that, remember to resolve the Megalo's effect to send an Astero from your extra deck to the graveyard, which sets you up with the ability to go into a Jurrac Meteor during your opponent's turn. Then synchro the Oviraptor plus the Horned Brute, and this is going to get you into a second Astero. You're going to use the second Astero's effect to set you a Jurrac Impact, and you're going to set that on the field there. Now, if there was a Dino rank 10 that was worth going into, you could do, as you're currently locked into Dinos because of Stego. So what we have here is Jurrac Impact to destroy all cards on the field. The benefit of that is you can protect your Jurrac monsters by utilizing the Jurrac Volcano second effect. That if it would be destroyed by card effect, you get to banish a Dino from the grave instead. You then have the effects of your Jurrac Astero as well. You also have Astero's effect, that when your opponent would special summon a monster, you get a quick effect to then banish 2 Dino monsters from the grave to negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster on monsters, which is going to be per copy, which is really, really cool, because you've got loads in the graveyard you can banish. You're probably going to want to do that first, before you then Jurrac Impact. So you can protect these the first time if you want to, but then what's going to happen when these both end up hitting the graveyard off the second time, should you need to, because you already have the Jurrac Astero in the graveyard, you'll be able to utilize the graveyard effect that gives you the ability during your opponent's turn as a quick effect, you banish 2 Jurrac monsters from the grave, including this card, to then special summon out a Jurrac Meteor. So you're going to be able to go, cool, Jurrac Meteor, and again, destroy all cards on the field. You still have as many dinos left in the grave to then keep abusing the Jurrac Astero, which is really, really cool, because you're going to be able to constantly keep clearing your opponent's field. Yes, it does cost you your field as well, but you do have ways to protect off a Volcano if you time it correctly, and you still have ways to constantly keep disrupting your opponent's field, not to mention you've already got the follow-up of your Soul Eating Oviraptor, and then 4 more cards in your hand to help you push another step forward. So that's it for the entire profile and the combo. If you do have any questions at all, by all means, please put in the comments down below. I will be more than happy to answer them. For now, as absolutely always, stay safe and, of course, happy dueling.